going on?
How
Let's
y'all
go.
be?
Hello.
How y'all be? Oh, we missing somebody. I think Pastor Collins is putting out a couple of fires. He'll be with us in a quick sec. But
Okay.
anyway, in the meantime, how's everybody doing?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for
Fantastic.
asking.
Just fantastic.
Yes, ma'am.
Janine, how was
Look,
yours?
I am over the moon. My beautiful hubby turns 40 on November 18th. I'm shouting him out, the love of my life, the wind beneath my wings, the man that makes my heart
The
smile.
sugar
He is
on your
music
corn.
wrapped in skin. Ah!
Keep going. Keep going.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
I know, right?
Well, I expected more because I know the brother.
Well, okay, he's my Superman. I iron his cape every day and remind him he can fly.
What?
Yes!
Like we go to
All
the
that.
okay. What's up, everybody? As I knock whatever it is, I'm knocking over, but that's okay. Welcome to Ships, with the relationships show, where we chronicle the difficult and hidden world of true to life relationships. So we're gonna start off with some stuff. Janine, you want to talk about this purpose of marriage? Because since I'm the only single person on the panel, I think you need to just talk to me, and then I can maybe share with everybody. So this is a secret. It's a secret, y'all. But anyway, purpose of marriage, girlfriend.
Yes, and this is some stuff that when you had me as a part of your retreat, and I got to teach a little bit, I wanted to make sure that before we really jumped into how to know if he or she is the one, we need to understand the purpose of marriage. And I think part of the reason that so many singles may be missing the one, who they should be looking for is not even on their radar because they don't understand the purpose of marriage, right? I think oftentimes we think marriage is all about having my needs met, having someone fly to do selfies with.
Hey,
you know,
this is my boo.
Right? Our matching shirts and all that kind of stuff. And that stuff is great. But marriage is really about ministry, companionship is in there, and procreation. But the biggest of those really is the ministry, right? God has ministry that he wants to get out of the union of you and whoever he has for you, right? So you're out there, you have your list, right? With maybe we've all had some superficial stuff on our list, but we have our list and we're out there looking, and what we're looking for is not who God would have for us, because that person is not a good fit for the ministry that he wants to do with the two of us. So we're over here looking for these things, and God is like, it's not.
That ain't it. That ain't it. I've been trying to tell him.
Right?
Trying to tell him. I hear you. I hear you.
And the call that he has on our lives, there is someone specific that he has to walk with you, to realize that call and support you as you grow up into the things that he would have you to do.
Yeah, I don't think I recognize it. I think that's why I'm still single.
So
okay, before we get into all that, we're gonna get into our hot topic. Then Janine gonna wrap all that, because y'all not about to annihilate me. Welcome, Pastor Collins.
We're gonna take a little break. Yes, okay.
A little break in between.
Wonderful.
Welcome. We missed you last week.
We missed you.
You were definitely missed. Now you're back. We ready to go. We ready to go.
Me and my sugar was cruising together.
Sing it.
They're going to mark us if y'all keep singing these songs.
Oh, don't say y'all, because Janine can't sing, so Janine doesn't sing.
My love song too.
Okay, here's a new rule. If you're gonna sing, introduce new music that you've created, so nobody gets flagged. Amen.
But I sound so bad, so they're not even gonna know the song I'm trying to sing is the song that is marked anyway. So
okay.
All right, guys. Okay, here is the hot topic. Okay, so this was went virtual on social media. So we just want to get this particular person wants some advice. So I thought I'd bring it to the squad, and then we will all kind of weigh in and kind of give this young lady some advice. Okay, so she says, I am a 22-year-old female, I've wanted to be a mom and have a family since I was little. I've been with my partner 24, male, for 6 years now. And he was aware of this. He supported it, but obviously wanted to wait to start trying till we were older. I felt the same, given we were still young when we first got together and not in the position to start a family. But now we have both graduated from college, are working stable jobs, and are engaged. Now that we are at this stage, we discussed and agreed to start actively trying for a baby. That was about 7 months ago. He knows how badly I've wanted this and has seen how upset I've gotten each month when tests come back negative. But he always supported me and comforted me, telling me it'll all happen soon. But it didn't. 2 weeks ago, he told me we need to talk. Those words never sound good, and they weren't. He ended up telling me that he had a vasectomy performed while I was on a trip with friends for my 21st birthday last year. While I respect his decision to do so, I still can't help but be hurt that he did this and yet kept telling me not to worry and that it'll happen soon, and how excited he was to be taking this step. I just don't understand why he couldn't have told me he wasn't ready or didn't want kids. Prior to us starting to try, I was on birth control and we used other protection methods. I really thought we were on the same page about wanting kids someday, and when we decided to start trying. I'm just in complete shock that he hid such a major thing from me. We haven't been speaking much, and he's been staying with his brother since he told me. Okay, I don't know how we can work this out or move past this. I still love him, but I'm hurt that he acted like nothing was wrong. It's making me doubt if I even want to go through with our wedding now, but at the same time, I don't want to leave him. It's a little bit of background information. She says, I've been with my partner for 6 years. We recently have been trying to get pregnant. After a while of no luck, he revealed he had a vasectomy. So she's just doing the 6 years. So, okay. Let's start with you, Dr. Hosea, since we haven't heard from you in 2 weeks.
I don't know if you want to start with me on this letter right here.
All right, Rick.
No, I'm almost start. This letter is pure foolishness to me.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? I don't understand her. Like, I'm trying to be sensitive. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. If you stay with him, you sign up for everything you got coming. I only want to hear you complain.
Yes, sir.
You're signing up for deception.
Yep.
You're signing up for disappointment in everything the rest of your life.
Right.
You can never trust him.
Never.
You're signing up. I thought he was going to pay the mortgage and he went to the casino. You're signing up for all that. I'm just saying, because right now I don't think you understand. You just got a revelation of the character of the person you're with. I'm not just talking about a decision. I'm talking about his character.
Yeah.
That he can know this about you. He can string you on this far. And also watch his decision making. This is not somebody who even makes logical decisions. All of a sudden, you feel a fear about children. I don't know if I want to have children. So you go all the way and get a vasectomy in your early 20s?
Come on now.
I'm concerned about people that make permanent decisions based on temporary circumstances.
Right.
That lets me know you will cancel Christmas on the whim of an emotional feeling. Now, it's one thing for you, he was secretly using birth control, or I didn't know he was doing it because he wasn't ready yet. No, he's making it impossible based on how he's feeling in this particular season of his life. I don't know how you can ever trust an individual that moves like that. And if you're talking about you don't want to let him go, then you're signing up for everything that comes with that. You don't even have the right to complain, if you ask me, about what else is down the road, because he's showing you exactly who he is.
Okay, so she cannot come to Dr. Collins' counseling sessions after she married him.
Oh, yeah, she can come. And I'm saying what the counselor said. I told you, stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, we get
it. Would be unwise for you, young lady,
yes,
to move any further
yes,
in this relationship unless you like this type of treatment.
right. Janine, then Rick.
This reminds me of a woman who was upset about her entanglement. And she put on a diaper, and I think she drove from Texas to Florida to handle some business. Also reminds me of another woman, Miss Lorena Bobbitt. She had enough of her entanglement, and she decided that they needed to be absent one from another. So she just cut it off. I'm not saying that violence is the answer. In all seriousness, what grieves my spirit is there are people like myself who have been unable to have children. So the thought of anyone introducing deception into the scenario, that whole process of trying to get pregnant and taking the test and hoping, and it never says positive, is disgusting to put somebody through that. And a vasectomy, dude, if you were afraid, there's protection that you could have used. So let's talk about how selfish it is to say, no, baby, I want all your cookies. I just don't want to make any little pies or cakes or anything coming along after that. So we gonna swing from the chandeliers. I'm just gonna go get a vasectomy so I can be wild and all out there, but just not tell you. That level of deception is disgusting. Yeah. I can't imagine what this man could say to explain the major decisions that he made to the point where you would say, not only I forgive you, but I want to move forward and marry you. How to know if he is or she is the one? If they have a vasectomy and don't tell you, whoa! I think all that is a sign that they are not the one. Ladies, look, I'm married, waited forever. So I know that feeling of, is God going to bless me? Is God going to bring the one? I get all of that. And I know that sometimes in the waiting, folks start to look good that really aren't. Right? We start out on this journey and we want a whole pair of pants, and we get a couple decades down into that thing and we're like, if I could just have a pocket or a zipper, I'll be all right. Maybe the cuff. Mm-hmm. This is the cuff, ladies. This is that zipper. That's just that part of it. We have to demand to get the treatment that we deserve. And if you don't understand that you deserve more, you will never have more.
Exactly.
You will never have more. I wish I knew where she lived. I promise you I would drive by and throat punch him for you. That is, y'all, I'm revved up. That is just disgusting. That is so disgusting. Someone who says that they love you, right? Marriage, there's the intimacy to marriage, but that's supposed to be your best friend, your ace spoon coon chili utmost partner in crime, ride or die. How could you do that?
Selfish.
To someone, since you got to be able to step back and look at it and say, that's not love.
I hear you.
He doesn't have your back. He'd let you wait. How about this? He'd watch you go on that emotional roller coaster every 28 days, knowing the answer will always be no. You know what? Okay, I'm not going to talk about.
I'm gonna let Rick jump in.
Go find somebody else and surprise him with a positive test.
Rick, go ahead.
What comes out of this is that number one, this is not the only thing he's done. He's been doing some other stuff. You don't get a vasectomy because you don't want to get her pregnant.
Come on now.
Say that again.
Come on now. Oh, that was good.
Not only that, but you're spending time at your boy's house. You've been with this guy 6 years. You know some stuff that he's done. You don't want to admit it to yourself.
Hmm.
know there's some things he's done.
Mhm.
Number two I have here is that he gets it, doesn't tell her, and she, of course, being upset and so forth. Now, hopefully, she's getting over the emotional hurt so she can move on. Because this is a prelude, as Pastor Hosea said, but you need to start counting your blessing that you should not marry this man at all.
At all.
Don't pass go. Don't marry him.
Mhm.
Right.
God is preparing you for somebody else greater. It's as simple as that.
Right.
She's about to make the decision, the worst decision
Yep.
a lot of pre-married folk make.
Absolutely.
And that's this decision right now. She's about to deceive her own self
Come on.
Yep.
into marrying him, hoping and believing
Don't change.
that he will change.
Come on,
I
Sheree.
do
Say
does
it.
not change who I am.
That's true.
Yeah. So
That's true.
That's
Uh,
deceiving
All
yourself.
right.
And
Okay.
Rick,
this is real
Rick
easy.
Wright, I want to add one more thing to what Rick said. Last thing. Rick Wright, this dude don't want no more children.
Ha! Come on.
no. There's something there.
Oh, you gonna drink? You gonna drink your soda on that?
Okay, I'll drink
All
with
right,
you.
we are okay. So we're all in agreement with that. So this is amazing because this leads us right into our show topic for today, part 2 of how to know if he or she is the one. Janine gave some amazing bullet points last week, and we kind of started off today's topic with just the purpose of marriage. And Pastor, I'm sure you got a chance to maybe listen to what she was saying, which is a lot of stuff that you and Rick both preach, is that marriage is not just getting married. If you feel good or you want to have sex, it's a purpose for it. Godly marriage. Let me just throw that in, godly marriage.
Right.
So we want to go ahead and give a little recap of a little bit of what you talked about last week, and then we can just jump on into part 2.
All right. So let's see. Last week we started with the CARE test, right? And the CARE test was an acronym for concepts that you can use to kind of score this person in your life. So I'm just going to run over what the CARE test stands for. And, you know, if there's anything we want to dive into a little more, we can. So the CARE test is compassion, attitude and achievement, reliable and respectful. Do they strive for excellence? Do they value, how do they spend their time, and do they value yours? How do they feel about education? Where do they stand with that? Do they support you if you're in pursuit of your education? That's a big one. And then the last one was, are they self-sufficient and supportive? So a lot of these things.
But there was one more.
Oh, right. And T. Sorry about that. T is.
Yourself and others. It's up on the screen there for you. How he or she treats
Oh,
him.
thank you. Thank you. Look, I'm trying to look through all my notes. Yes. How he or she treats himself and others. And that was really getting into, you know, when you go out to dinner with someone, it's the first time. How do they treat the waiter or waitress, the wait staff, the valet person? Because trust and believe, if they're nasty to them, your turn is coming.
Yes.
Your turn is coming.
You said this last week, you know, one of the key things about this, particularly with my brothers and my sisters, how they treat their parents.
Yeah.
I monitored my wife, how she treated her mother, because has tremendous reverence for her.
That is so true, Rick. That is so true.
Shout out to my mother-in-law. She's coming in town.
And you know what's interesting? I want to piggyback off of that, which I've heard that before. I've had this discussion with people who have parents that were not very good. And so they feel like it's justified to talk to them crazy, mistreat them, especially with the parents that were crack addicts or drug addicts and stuff like that.
Right.
And I've always brought up, like, it doesn't matter. And I it's hard for me to even, I've made the comment, but I kind of stepped back because I didn't have a drug addict parent and was, but it's like you don't understand, Zandra. But I'm like, it's still at the end of the day, you're treating your kids how to treat you by how you're treating your mom, regardless of whatever she or he is.
Right.
That's the part I cannot get through to people. You're treating, teaching them. That's how you work. That's how you are. That's how to treat you.
My wife had pretty much good friends that we know that others literally homeless, the whole shebang, and never. In fact, her mother would fight her physically.
Yeah.
But this woman of God, and I praise God for her.
Yeah.
She has, I think, 5 kids, 6 kids. She never disrespects her mother in front of anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, mom is.
I know. I off the chain.
Yeah.
She needs a trophy for how. She's dead. And how she treated her mother in front of the kids.
Yeah.
It was a reference. No matter homeless.
That's how we were.
All 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
She treated her with reference. And I was just, I'm like,
yeah,
it wouldn't be me.
And I think we're in a different age group too, because I'm noticing it's the generation up under us. It's just how they talk to people and how they are. I'm like, at the end of the day, no matter what, that's just how I was raised. No matter how crazy my aunts may have been, I never verbally disrespected them. I definitely wouldn't put my hand. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And this new generation, they have no. I don't know what it's no. I'm like, how the heck are you? But then what they gonna go through with their kids?
Right. Well, and you know what? Look,
girl.
I think some people also don't understand that your healing and breakthrough comes in through forgiveness. Right? You want to be free.
Yeah.
This is not about what your mother or father did to you or did not do. Right? There's some healing work that you need to do. There's some generational curses that you want to break, and you have the power to do that. Yeah. But you will never be free if you hold on to that anger that you have because of how they treated you. So it's not even about really, I mean, scripture says, honor their mother and father that your days may be long. Got it. Some parents don't deserve it. We got that too. Yeah. But this is about your freedom, your peace.
That is so true. We don't realize it. Yep.
You have that burden lifted off of you so you can focus on creating the legacy that you're called to leave to your children's children. Sure. That's what that's about.
Sure. And a lot of it comes when it speaks of love will wax cold, when it speaks of in this generation. And I believe, in my opinion, Generation X set that up for this generation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot to unpack there, but they set it up because they felt, Generation X felt, because their parents were tough, they were latchkey kids, and I never had this, and so
and they giving them everything.
They gave them everything.
Yep.
I'll give you this quick story. Family member of mine said, making great money, number of kids, spoils his kids rotten. Calls me, says, cuz, listen, I need to bring my kids downtown, because they have to see the other side of homelessness, what it could be if they don't do, because I'm afraid I'm spoiling them. And I hear that constantly from Generation X's, maybe a little younger millennials or older millennials. They're dealing with it. And this is where we are. Yeah.
And just in transparent moment, Pastor, did you want to say something? Because you haven't spoken.
Just on the whole, how to know if he or she is the one.
Go ahead, Pastor.
It starts with knowing the most important one. That's you.
Yeah.
Yes,
see, a lot of people tend to look for the right one.
Oh.
They don't even know themselves.
Right.
Where it all began, because you can find the perfect person.
But if you don't
and with you not knowing who you are,
and
sabotage, and they can be the perfect one, but not the perfect one for you.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I think the most important thing is to know thyself.
Yes, sir.
To know where you're going in life.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is marriage is more about where you're going than where you are.
Yes, sir.
Because everybody that fits into your present don't necessarily fit into your future.
Right.
Ooh, yeah.
And like, truth be told, they don't even fit into your present.
Yeah, a lot of them don't. But a lot of people meet people because, oh, I was in a bad time and they made me laugh right now.
Right.
They said what the next 50 years of your life gonna look like?
Right.
Right.
They may
Right.
not be nothing
Right.
but a fun time. They may not pay bills, they may not be responsible, they may not be like but so and I think this is where a lot of people miss it. They don't spend time dating them
Right.
Yeah.
before they try to date him
Being
or
same
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you and where are you headed? In a great analogy that just makes it simple to me. If you don't know where you're going,
How you gonna
how
know?
do you know which bus to catch?
Right.
How you know what flight to book?
Right.
Yeah.
How do you even begin to search
Right.
when you don't even have a destination for your life? Because we
Yeah.
tend to make marriage about who makes me feel good, who do I
Mhm.
think makes a cute
Right.
couple with me,
Right.
who do I think make me happy, and you already setting yourself up for failure
Say it.
because you're going into marriage for what you think it's going to do for you.
Yep.
So that means that's a very selfish motive that
Yeah.
makes your foundation all wrong.
Sure.
Yeah.
And before you can know what the purpose of marriage is, you need to know what the purpose of marriage is. God's purpose for marriage was not to make you happy.
Never.
Please.
Now, this busts a lot of people bubble right
That's gonna bust a lot.
now. But
Right.
hear me
And
out.
this-
Hear me
we were
out.
talking about this.
Yes,
All of this.
happiness is a byproduct
Right.
of fulfilling God's purpose for your marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're really fulfilling God's purpose for your marriage,
Yeah.
happiness is a given.
Yep.
But that's where it all begins. When God created Adam and Eve and he brought the two of them together, he said, you know what, boy, I gave you a lot to do. You need some help.
Yeah.
It was a partnership
Mhm.
to fulfill a godly assignment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, this is where it started. That's the origin.
Yep.
So the moment you make it all about you personally, and that's it, that's all, that's why the divorce rate is so high. Because your marriage has to
Right.
be bigger than you as an individual.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Right. That's good. That's
Absolutely.
good. And one
All
of the
of that.
things I learned with just transparent moment, just not even understanding what love is. Being here with my dad, and Pastor, you've helped me with this. Just even sisters who are dating someone, how I even phrase my words instead of asking. Like I'll ask, like you told me, Pastor, to ask. And it's crazy how it 100. I hate it. I hate it when you write like all the time with that kind of stuff because I want to come back and debate you. But across the board, when I change my direct statement and ask the question, 100% with my dad, it's always I get what it's always answered. So I say that to say, for me, what God is working on with me in order to be married, where it's a like you said, the byproduct of happiness is changing me as to how I'm saying stuff, when not to say stuff. And when you mention about doing stuff intentionally, like with my dad, because he has dementia. So he don't even know who I am half the time. He's not appreciative of half the stuff, so I'm like just doing stuff without any, because I'm like, what am I getting out of all of this? But it's, and that's why when you guys say marriage is not, I'm like, it's marriage for me. It's marriage for me. But this is the most of my life that I've just given, and there's nothing. I'm not getting nothing outside of the God's glory that I'm doing what He's telling me to do, but not from the person. And that is like a culture shock, a mind change. But my point is saying that will keep me married.
That's called unconditional love. It's when you give all of yourself without a need to receive anything in return.
Yeah.
I guess I ain't never did that before.
No. Yeah. And
That's why it's so important to take this whole process seriously. I'm not saying people don't take it seriously, but it's that overlooking signs, like he had a vasectomy.
Yep.
Right. It's looking, seeing someone, and 2 minutes later we're getting married. Because that unconditional love thing, God's got to be in that with you.
If he not, you're not
You
gonna
can
make
do
it. You're not
You
gonna
can
make it.
do
That's
it.
what you're not going to. If it is not God, it's. I hate to use the word impossible, but there's no way. It's because it's no way. You're gonna
Right.
be
Like
miserable, hating life, hating everybody. Go ahead.
The scariest thing is that when you get people who do get into a marriage where they feel that the other person's supposed to make them happy,
yeah.
it's sad to see it unfold.
Yeah.
It really is. And I've heard testimony after testimony, bad testimonies, I'll say, that one particular one I saw, the young lady was married to the guy, didn't appreciate him, whole 9 yards. I wanted more for my life. He wasn't earning enough. That whole thing, divorced him.
Oh yeah.
He gave her everything. A borderline worshipped her, which is another topic you should never do. But she left this man, he dies, and then she comes to the realization how great of a man he was, because nobody else is going to treat her that way.
Exactly.
It's a true story.
Has.
You said a true. I guess it's a true story.
It's a true story. Yeah, he passed away, and she just was broken. Like, I messed it up, and she finally realized how selfish she was. How she used her beauty to really get over on him, use him, and so forth. And it's a sad thing, but you see that it's very common, very common, very common.
The women or the men, or just.
Hey, you guys, I wanna play something somebody sent to me.
Okay.
And I know I didn't give you the video to upload it because just this conversation actually triggered it. Right.
Yep.
I want to play it and just let you hear this audio, and I want to speak on this. Actually, comrade that I connected with, met him a long time ago, great brother, Tim Ross. He said this, somebody put it up. Just listen to this soundbite. Oh, let me start it from the beginning. Unmute it.
Yeah.
Let's unmute it and start it from the beginning.
Most people do not need a divorce from their spouse. They need a divorce from the dance they've been doing with their spouse. It just don't work no more. Right. You're stepping on my toes. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. I don't like doing this twirl every time. I don't like your hand in my back no more. I want to do hip hop now. I'm tired of doing the waltz. And most people walk away from the spouse of their dreams, right? From the spouse of their destiny, from the spouse that God wanted you to establish children that with a generational blessing that would go for 1,000 generations. They walk away from it because they don't want to learn a new dance. They're so lazy they'd rather just get a new partner, right? But all they need to do is learn a new dance. Uncommunicated expectations, right. That's the killer. Finances, you can recover from finances. You can gain it all and lose it all. If y'all still in love, it ain't gonna matter. Right. It ain't finances. True. It ain't kids. It ain't the house you live in. All of that's superficial. Mm-hmm. Are we communicating correctly? Right. Have I learned you enough to know what triggers you? And have I gone to find a voice that won't?
Woo! Hey, that's
good.
And it's so real because I totally agree with him when most people would rather find a new partner than learn a new dance. Because in marriage, we tend to want to do things just as routine. I don't want to be challenged to have to do nothing different. I want to be able to just do X, Y, Z and have you just love it and live it. I don't want you to just do X, Y, Z. I need you to do what I need from you.
Right.
And oftentimes it does require learning a new dance, especially over the process of years and years and years. Right? We don't understand that we evolve as people. Everybody's still a work in progress. Sure. And in knowing that, see, this is what makes marriage exciting if people do it right. Because it never has to get old, because you're with somebody who's still becoming who they're going to be.
Right. Yes.
So if you stay along for the ride, it's still exciting. There's more to explore. There's more to learn. There's more to discover.
Yes.
And oh man, don't ever stop taking dance lessons.
That's good stuff.
That was very good stuff.
That's good
stuff.
stuff.
Good stuff, man.
Woo!
Oh, child. So Janine, knowing if he or she is the one.
Yes.
The care test was amazing. In your opinion, and I guess we can all, you guys can jump in. Has it changed or is it getting worse where people are just not recognizing because this is what came up on social media, is that the men are complaining women are one way, women are complaining men are one way, and basically
Right.
somebody lying, somebody not. So why are we not communicating? Why are we missing? Okay, so why is the lady that Pastor Rick talked about, how is it that she was married to this wonderful guy and only realized it after he passed away?
You know,
What's wrong
look,
with us as humans?
look, we know scripture says that before all of this is over, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. It's not supposed to get better, right? We read the Bible, we know it inside and out, but then we aren't surprised that everybody's lost their mind. Scripture said everybody will be crazy, right? Scripture says that.
Quote unquote.
There's so much, you know, people say the enemy's busy, the enemy's busy. Yeah. Sometimes he doesn't need any help.
Right.
Sometimes we step in and be like, devil, I got it.
Right.
Just have a seat. I got this.
You're doing a good job. Doing a real
Right?
good job. Yeah.
Going back to purpose of marriage, right? We talked about ministry, companionship, procreation. Marriage is a reflection of Christ's relationship with the church,
Should be.
right? So we don't understand the purpose of marriage. We don't know ourselves. There's so many, it's so easy for us to miss so many things in this day and age. Keep in mind, we are bombarded on average by 7,000 messages a day,
Yeah.
right? Most of them have some version of perverted love relationships. And by perverted, I mean, it's not that unconditional love.
No.
It's that narcissistic, it's all about me and who's going to look good in a selfie with me.
Oh, yeah.
Love, right? And then the other messages are saying my skin's not shiny enough, like my hair's not shiny enough, my skin isn't moisturized enough, my lips aren't full enough, my eyes aren't the right color, my nails aren't strong enough, you know, my butt isn't big enough. There's all day long. So how can we ever possibly know ourselves on average, the average person? How do we expect them to know themselves, know what their purpose is in light of all the things that are coming at them? And when the world rewards women in particular for being this close to looking like a drag queen with all this other stuff added on, because that's what we think men want, we spend all that time working on the outside, working on the package. There's nothing in the present when you open it up.
Right. Empty.
It's just, or the receipts for what it took to build all this stuff. What the lips cost and the boobs cost and the hair costs and all that kind of stuff.
What gets me on that, and just a sidebar, but it's funny to me. When somebody is married to someone who has built themselves up to be a different package, and you look at the pictures of the kids, they look nothing like at all. I thought
you go back to the original
right. It's crazy. So yeah.
But also these filters, and it says a lot like what Janine was just talking about. I have friends that filter their kids, and I'm like, okay, why would you filter your kids? That happens a lot. I had, and I didn't understand it outside of, you don't think your daughter is pretty enough. Something is wrong with your daughter that you can't just snap a picture and just upload that picture of a 1 or 2 year old, without any visible, hair looking crazy or whatever. I'm just saying, you can tell that they are filtering these kids. So
we'll go back to what you were talking about, just a sheer topic on how do you know that this is he or she is the right one. I'm a firm believer that, and we talked about this a little bit in other episodes, that we have to let the person go through situations.
Reasons.
You got to see them in the dirtiest.
Right.
You got to see them in the mud. You have to see them just go through. You got to see them angry. Do not marry nobody.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, until you see them angry.
Yes.
Not mad, not upset.
Angry.
I hear you. Angry.
You'll
find out if they're bitter, if they have unforgiveness, how much they curse, Talk
if
to
they're
me.
violent,
They're
Yeah.
vi-
How many
abusive,
holes in the walls? Did they black? Yeah.
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 You know, you wonder why the girl is covering up, her makeup, covering up her face every time she's out. She has a lot of makeup on. Why? Because she has figured out that he gets angry.
right?
And sheer on that particular topic that it's a lot to unfold. But as we talked about even last week in other episodes, it is work. It's work.
And
Right.
you're answering the question to a lot of people that fall in love really quick, and they wonder why wait. We know we love each other. We know you just answered that question. That's the
Yes.
why wait. Because if you've only seen someone in a certain season of their life, you can't make a full assessment of who they are. Like I've had people get upset with me on more than one occasion because I wouldn't go to the prison and marry them to their boyfriend. I've had people get really upset with me over this.
I've been
More
there.
than one. I can name a few. But and my whole thing is,
Did they meet him in prison?
I won't marry you.
Oh no.
But why won't you allow him to get out?
No.
Date him out here.
Yeah.
Because here you are premarital. And if this works out and y'all already did, what is the rush? Like
Right.
the same spouse, the same boyfriend or man that you have inside of those walls without all the temptations, with nobody else to accept those collect calls, with nobody else to write all these letters with all this time on his hands.
I got some other
That continues out here. I'm with you, but why not allow yourself to see that? And that's what I'm saying to Rick's point.
Yeah.
I want to see you in all of these various scenarios before I do. Listen, there are certain things I will not allow myself to fuss and fight with my wife about, of things concerning her. I won't do it because I'm not finna fight and fuss about things that I saw obvious while we were dating.
Right.
I said I signed up for
that.
that. I'm not gonna do it.
Right. See,
and
that's
true, and there's so many reasons
that's
why
good stuff.
she should not marry him while he's in prison. Because you want to
He
get
in prison. That's
I
the
mean,
third thing.
right. I mean, that's
listen, I know personally some women who old dude went there, got out, got his life together, and they married. And he had
right.
Oh, yeah,
That's wonderful.
Right.
But let him
No.
get released. Right now, he has nothing else to do.
Right.
So you getting his undivided
attention.
You need to see,
Wait a minute.
how does he handle that? Well, okay. How does he handle the relationship
You already know where I'm going with
when
this.
he is free?
I know where
When
you
he
going
has
with it.
other options.
Has he been dipping to the other
Yeah,
side?
well, that's my point. And so you need to see those reflections when they come
That
out.
happens a
Well,
lot,
look,
guys.
what to piggyback on what you were saying, Pastor Rick, and some of the stuff we talked about last week, is it's important to see someone through at least 4 seasons, right? How do they handle the holidays? We said, how do they handle getting angry? How do they handle the holidays?
That's true.
Right? Look at their relationships with their family members. If you go to the barbecue, talk to the uncle that they said to stay away from because he's the black sheep. Black sheep got information you need. Nobody else will tell you. Make a beeline
Yep.
to the black sheep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
They'll tell you.
and this kind of rolls into what we covered last week, and that is you want to know who he or she is in relation to their family and or circle of friends, right? So some of the positions that he or she may have in their family, they may be the bank,
We talked about that. Yep.
right? And so the bank is just that. Everybody comes to the bank, what? To make a withdrawal. So if you are with the bank, please know your little paycheck is going to the big pot because you're going to help pay somebody else's mortgage, somebody else's rent, car note, When it's time for the kids to go back to school, you're putting shoes on their feet. Like, you are with the bank, you become the bank.
Before you go to the next one, I want
Yeah.
them to understand if that's happening in the entirety of their dating,
Yeah.
don't
Yes.
expect that to change because you got
Right.
married.
Right.
Right.
And you will be the enemy
Yep.
because the bank is
Come
not
on,
going to
girl.
stop being the bank.
We
And
want
if
no money.
you come in and try to close down the bank,
Yep.
Testimony.
Come
Testimony.
on.
Tell
Rick,
us.
Rick was the bank.
tell us.
When I was the bank, I promise you, when I first met my wife, I talked to Mrs.
I
last
know
week.
that's what Cole. All this.
Listen, not just broke, bad credit because I let everybody else use my credit. How is it that I didn't mess up my credit, but I let somebody else mess up my credit?
Yeah.
Because I'm the nice guy.
Mhm.
Got married,
I don't know.
started setting priorities.
Right.
God, wife, and whoever else.
Right.
No was the most inexpensive word I learned. It kept money in my pocket. It kept my bills paid. It kept my credit good and my wife happy. Literally, because I did that.
Yeah.
The word no. I'm going to help you today. If you are the bank, close it.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, just close the bank.
Close it.
And that's a good testimony because just because this is what I love about your list, Janine, is that we're not saying you don't date the person. We're saying know what it is that you're getting into.
Right.
And then you can have the conversation or do whatever needs to be done to see if like, hey, dude, like
That's Bible.
Yeah.
That's Bible. This is what the Bible says.
Say that.
Count up the cost.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Count it.
In any decision you're going to make, count up the cost and be willing to pay that before you get involved.
Ooh. We don't want to pay it. We want to change it. Because most men say that women get with a guy to change him, and the men get with a woman hoping she never changes. So if they see that, they're thinking love, or like you said, marriage is going to change. Well, now we're married, he's not going to do that.
That's why they call it the altar. That's why. That's why they call it the altar, because they feel they're going to alter him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. And they don't.
Yeah.
It sure don't.
That's good. Okay, let's see. We have the boss.
Ooh.
The boss in the family is almost like the mafia. They're the one that runs the family business. They run everybody.
Right.
Everybody comes to the boss for the next move. What are we doing? Where are we going? How are we doing it? Right?
Right.
This takes time away from the relationship they're supposed to be developing with you
Come
because
on
they
now.
need to remain available.
Yeah.
Because no one in the family can make a move without the boss, right? And then we have the cheerleader, and the cheerleader is great, but the cheerleader can open up some rabbit holes because the cheerleader is one that every time somebody starts a new direct marketing program situation, they're doing Avon, they're doing Herbalife, they're doing Melaleuca, you name it. The cheerleader has no money either, like the bank, because they're just, you can do it, you can do it. No, you can't. Cousin Willie, you can't. And you should. Right? But the cheerleader spends all their time making sure everybody else is okay. House is falling apart.
Yeah.
Cheerleader can be falling apart, but everybody else has been encouraged and pumped up.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have the counselor.
Yeah.
No one can get them their lives together. No one understands that the veil has been torn. They can enter in for themselves and talk directly to the Lord.
That's funny.
They need the counselor.
What I need to do?
To go to the altar for them. And so your phone is ringing off the hook.
Yeah.
Because can't nobody work out their own lives.
Let me help you real quick. Pastor Jose, you're going to have to back me up here. There have been times when somebody called me around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. My brother's in jail. And I know the little brother. What did he do? Well, he embezzled. How much did he embezzle? A lot of money. I said, I'll be praying for him. No, I called because I want you to get him out of jail. And I'm like, no.
Right.
It's Friday. He's in there for the weekend. And what he stole, he shall pay back. There's no reason for me to bail him out
I know.
because they went to like $1,500. My point is, I had to learn
Mhm.
to turn off my phone at certain times of the night
Right.
and not give wise counseling at that moment because they're going to continue to bombard you.
Right.
If you learn to just cut it off at a particular time for all the leaders, pastors, whoever, and Hosea knows exactly what I'm talking about. There are times it's like, don't call me after 10 o'clock.
I learned, brother. I'm telling you, I learned. I don't even got to cut my phone off. I'm telling you, this is what I've learned. The most valuable thing I've learned in regards to what Pastor Rick is talking about. I've learned that we teach people how to treat us.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
And
Yep.
here's how I teach. Very simple.
Don't
My
answer
phone go off 11, 12, 2. I wish I would.
All that. All that. And look, there are some people
I wish I
that
would.
like to go to jail every weekend. That's what they do.
Oh, girl.
That's what they do. They are,
Girl.
look, Thursday, they're like, woo!
Time. What can I do?
What
to
am I going to need to post bail for this weekend? That just, it's just in them, right?
Right.
It's just in them.
And I like to
we
support
can
people
plow
in
through
their
a few more.
routine. I'm very supportive. I am not going to interrupt your routine.
Come on. Come on. Okay, who do we have next? We have the inadequate rescuer.
Oh, girl.
Imagine a person with a gigantic I, capital I on their shirt, cape flapping in the wind, can't help themselves, surely can't help anybody else.
Come on now.
Come on.
But they always are in people's business and suggesting what they should do
Come on.
and talking about, because that's what they did, but their lives are messed up.
Right.
But the family listens to them. Everybody is messed up. Okay, the instigator, right? It's just what it is. That's that person that somehow just saying hello is a trigger, right? Somehow hello is loaded, right? And they know people's business. So even when it's quiet, they're not satisfied with that. So their conversations always start with, well, you know, the cousin such and such did such and such and such and such.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, mama said that the next time, blah, blah, blah. Instigator.
Right.
Does not want peace.
Right.
Again, we're talking about how to know if he or she is the one.
Come on
Look
now.
at who you're with.
Yes.
Look at
Right.
their relationship with their family and their friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we also have the leader. And I'm not saying that any of these are necessarily a bad thing, but you have to understand who the person is in relationship to their family, because that is going to color your relationship with them.
Absolutely.
Right.
That
That's
is
true.
going to be the demand from their family and friends on their life. And you
Right.
need to understand, do you fit into that, right?
Right.
The leader is a lot like the boss, just less nasty,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're
Mhm.
positive, but they're still called to help everybody else figure out their lives
Right.
because nobody else knows how to.
Yeah, similar to the
Um,
council.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's the mediator. The mediator is the one, and it's funny how the mediator is the only one that can convince Cousin Willie to put down the knife.
And nobody else could do it. Oh,
Cousin
yeah.
Willie will not listen to anybody, including the police. It is that family member that somehow is the only one. Because Cousin Willie's trying to cut somebody every Friday night. Every Friday night. Cousin Willie drinks the same stuff and he's ready to cut people every Friday night.
Sound like my uncle saying.
Everybody calls that person to talk people off the ledge,
It's
put
usually
the knife
it's
down,
usually the oldest brother.
right? Right.
Or the
So
oldest
that
sister.
person doesn't get to live their lives because they need to make sure that
You
literally
ain't killing nobody. this
family
week.
members are not trying to kill each other.
No, that's good.
That is
right?
good.
Real talk.
That is good.
The outsider. The outsider is one of my favorites
Okay.
because the outsider initially seems like, oh, they're chill. They really, they don't hang with their family and all that. But here's the issue with the outsider. Let's say that you are a family person, right? You're with someone who's the outsider.
Oh yeah.
That person doesn't do anything with your family. And when that person's family reaches out to you, then you're in this weird place of you're a traitor. If you even send a congratulations on your graduation card to your nephew, niece, cousin, whatever, by marriage, because your person doesn't talk to any of them.
Right.
I've seen that.
You're a
Right.
traitor.
Literally, yep.
You're just trying to be nice.
Yeah.
You're a traitor because you're with the outsider.
Right. 4 minutes, guys.
There's one
Okay.
thing, there's one issue I don't think we've covered as it relates to knowing that one, because this happens a lot too. Let's say, for instance, if she wants someone who's a provider, allow her to be a stay-at-home wife that takes care of all of the bills, that respects her, that buys her nice things, that, all of those things. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with it. And that's what she wants. And that's fine. And she meets somebody that will love nothing more than be all of that to her. But he also has some desires. He wants to come home to a hot meal every day. He wants a well-kept home.
Mm-hmm.
He wants somebody that can run errands for him while he's away. He wants somebody that can take care of some minimal task for him to help free off of his plate. He wants somebody that can entertain when he brings friends over.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to do any of that.
What's she doing at home all day by herself?
Wrong. Here's my problem. She thinks he's wrong for wanting that of her.
Right.
But he's willing to be everything she wants him to be. Now, this happens a lot.
Yeah.
Why is he wrong for wanting what he wants?
He's not wrong.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
not wrong. Here's what the problem is. People don't have the real conversations they need to have before they get down the aisle. They're all focused on how's the sex going to be and how, and all that kind of stuff. Is that important? Sure, it's important, right?
Right. Yeah.
What part of the day is devoted to that versus what you're going to do the other 23 hours and 45 minutes?
That's true. Right. What is she doing? She home all day.
Right? Have a conversation. Gary and I were very
Got
clear.
her soaps.
But I was saying, Gary and I were very clear about what we wanted our relationship to look like. I was able to be transparent with him and say, I went to school, got 2 degrees for a reason, not to just dust them off because they're on the shelf when I'm married, right? And I'm not judging that at all. For me, that's not what I wanted to do. At the same time, I wouldn't mind being in a situation where I could work from home or not at all at some points, right? I do want to be the wife that you need. I will wash clothes and cook and clean and do all that kind of stuff. I will make sure that I can make things that even your mama can't make for you and put a smile on your face. I'm for all of that.
Girl.
But we talked about it.
That's key.
And I wanted to know, Gary, what do you want? What do you envision?
I agree.
Am I barefoot with an apron, scrubbing the floor with a toothbrush? I just let's talk about what you see, because maybe not doing the barefoot thing, not doing the toothbrush, but I got a Swiffer.
Right. All right, guys, let's wrap this up. This
Okay.
topic keeps bringing us.
Okay, wait, let me say two more, really quickly.
All right, I want everybody to be able to just give a final thought. So just give them, and then we're not going to do a commentary. We may have to come back and do a.
Okay. The victim of the family. This is the person that every thing that ever happens to them is everybody else's fault. They've never done anything wrong. They've never said anything wrong. They cannot believe. They're like Ziggy. Every single day, there's a cloud over them. And it's always everybody else, right? If you are with the victim, your life will be hell.
Yes.
Because it's statistically, it's impossible for that person to never be wrong. That's a heavy burden. And then the last one, if you are with the party, right? The party is the person that every weekend, everybody comes to their house.
Oh, yeah.
And they are funding the party. And I'm not talking special occasions. It's just Friday. It's just literally, it's just Friday. And so, and there's Hennessy and then top shelf stuff, right? And they got red meat and chicken. And
Well, where's that party?
these aren't
I
just
know, I know, right?
and peanuts and pretzels, right? So understand, you are funding a party and it doesn't end at 10 o'clock, right? At 4 a.m., it'll still be when you want nothing more to just go to sleep.
Yeah.
You got to know who you're with. Now, if you are also the party, have at it. But just understand, take a look at who you're with so you can see, can I live with this?
That's
Right.
good.
That's right. Well, all right, everybody, give us your final thoughts on this. How to know if he or she is the one. Start with you, Dr. Collins.
First way to know if he or she is the one is to know where you are and where you're going and what God has called you to. I don't care how fine they are. I don't care how much they make you laugh. If they don't fit into that equation, they don't share your values. They don't fit into your vision. If y'all destinies are not related, I don't care how much you got in common. It ain't gonna work.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Pastor Rick.
Piggybacking off the vision. He has no vision. You don't need to marry him. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one thing if you see somebody with potential that they're going somewhere. I want to do this, and you see them going there. But it's another thing that you have to pump and prime them. You have to be the cheerleader, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
For the man, the same thing in the sense of if she is the victim or she's always clingy, needy, where she's not helping you with the vision, there's going to be problems. And you need to work that out up front.
If she sees the vision as her competition,
That's to be a problem.
Right. Ooh.
Right.
Yes.
That will wreck it.
Oh.
So, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Woo! All right, everybody, this was so good. Again, guys, like, subscribe, and share. Eventually, you're going to just be able to see this on our YouTube channel. So all of you guys who are joining us on Facebook and all of our other social media channels, like and subscribe at Butterflies Entertainment over on YouTube. Again, for those message in the bottles, if there's something that, even if you guys want to come on live with us, if you got some stuff you want to talk about, we would love to bring you on live.
We'd love to have you.
Ooh, put somebody on blast because they're a cheater.
Yes.
Well, come on. Email me, Zandra,
That's how we're going to help them.
so I can talk to you and just kind of get some background information from you. But we would love to have you on our show. If there's something you want to talk about, if there's something actual live message in a bottle, we can have one of you come on and tell us your story. We can talk with you about that. So again, Zandra S. Wilson at yahoo.com. Again, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel over on YouTube. And I think that's it, everybody.
That's it.
Look, only thing I want to know, Sandra, we'll talk about this next time. You got on black nail polish. This is a new kind of look. I just want to what's going on?
I ain't telling.
What's going on in your life, girl? You got on black nail
Somebody
polish.
needs prayer.
you done met you a Dracula.
That's what.
You been sucking blood from my neck.
Woo! What are we talking about? This is a different show.
Woo! I have to bring it back next week. Come back next week.
Lord.
Lord help us. Okay.
Bye,
Thank
y'all.
you guys. Until next week.
Have a good
See
night.
you later.